What's up, everybody? Dan the Man in the house. I want to welcome you back to Dan the Man's Weekly. Today was Sunday, August 8th, 2021. Now we just entered Monday, August 9th, 2021. This is a very special scenes of my poetry slam, which footage which you're about to see yet again. Well, it takes place about Thursday, July 29th. It's at the Old Sheepdog Brewery, and this is dedicated in part of the 2-year anniversary of the tragedy that has happened about 2 years ago on August 3rd. Yeah, so, and the poetry I did is August 3rd, 2019, Part 1, Prologue, and August 3rd, 2019, Part 2, Epilogue. So this is in dedication in the memory of the 23. Okay, and speaking of the 23, I'll show you the recording footage that I did that last Tuesday that the Star of the Mountain was flashed 23 times. It was in honor of the 23 that we've lost 2 years ago, and it was aired last Tuesday. Yep, you're just about to find out. Okay, here's the scenes of my poetry slam at the Old Sheepdog Brewery for BWOMS for Thursday, July 29th. About to check it out. Here it is. Enjoy.
We got more writing, we got more poetry, a little bit more comedy. But right now, we're going to bring up 2019's El Paso's most interesting man in the world in El Paso. That's an award I just made up right now on the spot. He is a man of many talents. He freestyle raps, he break dances, he's an awesome painter, he's a marathon runner. He's the owner of the weekly video blog, Dan the Man's Weekly. Guys, make some noise for Dan the Man!
Thanks a lot, Richie. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight? Ow! This is my first open mic back of BWOMS since that stupid, lousy, crappy COVID-19 came along. Damn that COVID-19 to hell. I apologize. Yeah, we all know. Yeah, we all know we hate. We know we hate. Well, guys, not long, a few months before COVID-19 came along, it was almost 2 years since the tragedy struck right here in El Paso. It was August 3rd, 2019. We will never forget this unforgettable day. So, last year, I wrote down Part 1 and Part 2 of the Prologue and the Epilogue, and explaining how the tragedy goes and how we're dealing with it. So, all right, the first part, it is called August 3rd, 2019, Part 1, Prologue. Almost a year, the anniversary year. I thought it was an ordinary day, but it turns out to be a tragic day. The day was the Sun City in fear. 22 down, 22 down. We lost 22. Well, it was originally 22, but a couple of months later, which is last year of August 2020, it was confirmed 23. We've lost another one. Now it's 23 people we've lost. 23 people. Though I never met those people, but they were El Paso's people. They were our neighbors. They were our people. It was a day we never saw this coming. All of a sudden, we will never forget this fateful day. I once said that about Orlando, Las Vegas, Columbine, among other cities, and just recently Atlanta and Boulder, Colorado, among other cities, that the day that we didn't see this coming. that we never forget in those fateful days. Those days forever shaped the nation with mysterious ways. As sorrow, condolences, mourns, and grief phases, don't call my city a town without pity. Trust me, it's not pretty. We just mourned our city, 23 lives lost in our city. I'd rather not yet listen to Glenn Fry's You Belong to the City. How come? How long? How wrong? We listen to the sad song. We can't be wrong. We gotta be strong. Stay strong. El Paso strong. Well, to be continued. Thank you.
Woo!
Now we go to part 2. August 3rd, 2019, part 2, Epilogue. It's now a year. The anniversary is not near. It's here, today. It is an extraordinary day. 1 year ago today. We will never forget this unspeakable day. A tragic day. That day, the city was in fear. We've lost 23 of our own. 23 people, like I said. Though I never met them, but they were El Paso's people. They were our neighbors. They were our people. Play the black pipes, Amazing Grace. Tears swipe from face. Ring the bell 23 times. Hear an honor guards firing a gun salute. Like instead of 21 gun salute, fire a 23 gun salute. Honoring our 23, remembering 23, the sea. We have never forgotten this fateful day. I once said about that Orlando, Las Vegas, Columbine, and just recently Atlanta and Boulder, Colorado. Among other cities, 1 year later, we still grieve, we still deal, we still sorrow, we still heal, we still represent. And according to Palestine 23.4, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, as I drive through the grievance and the deaths, minus breath, and according to Creed, one last breath. Yeah, hold me down. I'm 6 feet from the air, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know the song, Creed, one last breath. All around town, we want to turn the frown around, represent our hometown, and all around town, my hometown, our hometown, never back down. The Sun City was in shambles of fear of gritty, minus sympathy, pity crumbles. We didn't see this coming, they scrambled. It was a day we never saw this coming. All of a sudden, I'd rather say, in forthcoming, no more dark fate. We need to eliminate the hate. Love needs to be more to create. It's never too late to increase the peace. We gotta stop the violence. The hate has to forever silence. Don't balance, decrease the violence, increase the peace. Now it's 1 year. We will never forget. Always remember the tragedy, Heartbreaking catastrophe. It's now a year. The anniversary is here. Today, never forget. Especially the tragedies like Orlando, Las Vegas, Columbine, among others. The Sun City barely got through the tragedy last year, but we're still going through COVID-19 this year, hoping we can get back to normal next year. So I play the songs from Glenn Fry's You Belong to the City, to Marty Robbins, El Paso, to Joe Barone, El Paso Grandma song. So it's been a year long. We can't be wrong. We gotta be strong. Stay strong all year long, all decade long. Always El Paso strong. And most importantly, our thoughts and prayers goes out to the friends and family who were affected by this tragedy. According to Disturb, hold on to the memories. And before I say thank you, I would like to have a moment of silence to remember the victims who we've lost almost 2 years ago. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Woo!
This coming Tuesday will mark 2 years that we've lost, that we'll never forget that tragic day. And as I mentioned, Atlanta and Boulder, it was recently. One of them, we've lost a police officer. Our thoughts and prayers goes out to them. So, always represent our hometown, represent El Paso, represent the Sun City, our hometown, my hometown, our hometown, the BWOMS hometown, everybody represent our hometown. Always El Paso strong. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Back to you, Richie. Thank you.
The man's KCOS Weekly on YouTube. Appreciate that. Good tribute. All right, yo, we can go into poetry, guys. Don't be afraid. If you like a line, if something resonates and hits you really well.
Alright, that is into my poetry slam from last Thursday, July 29th for the BWOMS the open mic for at the old Sheepdog Brewery. Well, once again, thanks a lot, Richie. Appreciate it. Yeah, and I do remember about last year. I wrote this poetry saying that this part one is almost a year. Thought it was an ordinary year, but it turns out to be a tragic day. And I was explaining why our hometown. And this is the part we didn't see it coming. I was explaining the outcome about the tragedy. It was very sad, and yeah. And then I always say to be continued. Okay. And then just a year ago, I explained that it's been a year now since the tragedy, that we never saw it coming, and saying that we will never forget this fateful day. And yeah. And even though we say we dedicate this in the member of the 23, and here's this quote from Palestine 23.4: as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, as I drive through the grievance of the death, minus breath. Yeah. And I know that we have never forgotten this tragedy. Yeah, but even though we barely got through the tragedy last year, well, 2 years ago, but we are still going through COVID-19, hoping to get back to normal hopefully next year, which will be this year. Even though we will never forget this unforgettable tragedy. We'll never forget. So, yeah, that was August 3rd, 2019, Part 1, Prologue, and Part 2, Epilogue. So, for those of you who have me on Facebook, you can able to see the notes that I did of the poetry in expressive of the tragedy 2 years ago. So, I'll leave the link right down there. And for those of you who have not have me on Facebook, I'll show you the rest. So. And now, this is a very special one. You're about to see the 23 lights of the star of the mountain flashing 23. So here it is. Take a look.
Oh, here we go. It's 2.
Yep, there it is. That is the flashing of the 23 in honor of the 23 we've lost 2 years ago. Therefore, my thoughts and prayers goes out to the friends and family of the 23, and for those who were impacted by the tragedy last year. Well, I'm sorry, 2 years ago. But even though we will never forget this fateful day, and as always, El Paso strong. Okay. Alright, and that is it. So these are the special scenes of my poetry slam and dedication of the tragedy 2 years ago. And so if you guys want more information on BWOMS, here's a link right down there. Find it on social media pages and find the uncut version of YouTube. The rest is history. Well, God help us all. And as always, El Paso strong. Okay, that is it. Be on the lookout for my regular blog, but sometime this week I'll keep you guys posted. Alright, that is it. Guys, be careful out there. Y'all know what to do. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Message me. Like my page on Facebook. Be sure to subscribe me on YouTube. Hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, this is Dan the Man, Tennessee. Signing out.